you're not sure how to pick out your utensils and knives for the best value on your dollar and for longevity, keep watching. Alright, so today's video, we're going to get into knives and utensils. I'm not talking about cutlery, I mean your cooking utensils. What do you really need? Where do you spend your money? Because knives are one thing that you really don't get to avoid a higher price tag on if you want something that's going to last longer. But the utensils, you can. Now, one way, I got these at the dollar store. They are full metal and they cost me $1.25 each. I bought them when I was 21 and have never replaced them. The Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is the place that carries them. They still have them on their website, so you do not need to spend a lot. Think about your cooking habits. You're going to need a spatula, you're going to need a serving spoon, and you already saw the ladle. Not everybody needs a ladle, it's just if you make soups. But the spatula and the serving spoon are guaranteed you're going to need them if you're cooking. Anything other than that, just think about what you know you're definitely going to cook and what you want to learn to cook. You don't need a million different utensils, you just need the ones that you're actually going to use. That's really simple with the dollar store and secondhand stores. Just look for them to be all metal and they'll last forever. That's really easy, right? What gets more complicated is knives. Now knives, I've never seen them in secondhand stores. You don't want to buy them at a dollar store. It's just, maybe you'll get lucky, but don't count on it. I have seen them at a lower price on AliExpress, and those will be linked. It'll be a reputable seller with great reviews. You'll be able to see it all, so you can make a choice. But if you don't have a credit card, you can go to Amazon, and I've already sourced those as well, linked below. For where to get the best price. Now, if you're shopping North America instead of AliExpress, to split the difference, you don't have to spend $150 per knife, but you do want to be spending roughly $25 to $35 in that bracket for a good quality knife that will last at least 20 years. I've got it broken down to 3 main knives that you need, and everything else is a specialty knife. Actually, that's not true. One of the 3 knives is also a specialty knife if you don't eat meat, so you won't need it. A cleaver. A cleaver is for hacking apart joints and bones and such. That's what it's for. If you're not going to be doing that, you don't need this. But the other 2 you need are a paring knife, which will be about 3.5 to 4 inches long. It's a pointy little dagger shape. I use a mini chef's knife that I got years ago in a set. The rest of the set fell apart because it's cheap garbage. The blades were fine, but the handles are plastic. When you put it in the dishwasher, and it's going to be dropped in all kinds of things. Like, you wouldn't think it's going to happen. Just wait. Plastic handles will break apart. You want to generally avoid them. When it's inline like this, I don't know what it is they do inside the knife. I think it's just, I believe these are probably actually metal pegs that are going through the plastic, so it holds together better than the cheaply manufactured ones. So yeah, what you're looking for, you really want to look for the whole thing to be metal inside of the, in frame, the whole, what's called the tang, inside the handle to be metal. And I'm explaining this in case you do happen to find them secondhand, so you can make a judgment call. But you're looking for this, a line, actually it's easier to see on the chef's knife. You can see that line. That's called the tang, and it should be very deep into the handle. Wood is preferred because it's a fibrous material. It holds together better for longer. Now when it comes to any quality knife, you generally actually want to wash it by hand because the heat in a dishwasher will break down that handle. Now a wood handle, that metal, these brass pins actually go all the way through and hold the handle on. So there's actually holes inside the tang to hold that together. But this is a chef's knife. The average, I've seen them as small as 7 inches and as big as 9 inches, but your average is going to be 8 inches, which is perfect. It's a full range of things. I should stop gesturing with it. It's a full range of things that you can cut up and prepare and etc. from vegetables to meat. Hacking apart a joint is going to be a lot more work with that, so that's why the cleaver is there if you eat meat. And the paring knife, remember, pointy dagger shape, not the one I showed you, is for getting into little spaces when you need to, on vegetables or meat or whatever. Every other knife after that is a specialty knife. It's a bread knife, it's a steak knife, it's a fish knife, it's a carving knife, right. So if you just focus on the 2 main knives with the paring knife and the chef's knife, you'll be covered for a long time. And I already said you want to be looking at about the $25 to $35 range for it to last a very long time without breaking the bank. But if you're low budget, that's going to be a big purchase. So you got to measure that against how long it's going to last. Part of the maintenance of a knife, though, is your sharpening. Now, you don't have to get fancy. Now, if this is what you have available, you will have to learn proper technique on how to use it. Because there is actual technique. You need the blade at a specific angle, you need a little bit of cooking oil, etc. It's a good skill to have, but if you don't have time, then you want one of these. And these can be gotten, I paid $10 for this. What is on there? Whatever. It holds easily, it's got your fine grit and your coarse grit, and you just literally drag the knife through. I'm sorry if the sound bothers you, like so. Do that a few times before every use. And then you refine the edge with the number 2. And it keeps your blade nice and sharp without eating through it. Which is how you avoid replacing knives. Now, one of the hallmarks, other than the cheap plastic handle that you see on this one, of a poor quality knife, regardless of the price, is when the entire edge is serrated. So it's a bunch of little divots. They can be big, like on a bread knife, or very small. If it's very small, when you first use it, it'll be great. It's super sharp because it's 100 different little blades. Excuse me. But it's going to break down because there's no way to sharpen that. So even if the handle doesn't break, your knife is going to become dull, and you're going to have to go out and buy another set because they only come in big sets with a whole bunch of extraneous crap sitting in your knife drawer that you don't need. So yeah, again, everything's linked below. That is your beginner thing for how to select your knives and your cooking utensils. Next month, I will go into selecting cooking pans and pots, what your core needs, and how to find them cheaply, because those you can actually buy secondhand fairly regularly. You just need to know what you're looking at. So, if you found this video useful, please share it on your social media accounts and let me know what's up. Comment, like, and subscribe down below. Hit the bell, whatever, you got the drill. See you next time. Bye-bye.